Hey guys, this is North back again with another video. Today's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 pickups for the year ending in 2021. I did do a video sometime in the middle of the year of my top 10 pickups so far. Some of those will make an appearance here, but I wanted to have a video where I feature some fragrances that I hadn't mentioned before. So I'll do that as well. Some of the best pickups that I picked up that I haven't mentioned through any of my other videos. So, you know, it's a good thing, you know, we made it almost to the end of the year. Hopefully everybody has a good 2022. So let's go ahead and get this list going. This list is not in any particular order, so I'm just going to mention them as I'm pulling them out. First one is from the house of Amouage. This is the first ladies fragrance that I got from the house of Amouage, and this is Material. Material was released this year. This one has patchouli, elemi, vanilla, benzoin, tonka, incense, labdanum, oud, and osmanthus. This is a very good resinous, smoky scent. This is something that is in the realm of my favorite type of fragrance genre that I like, resinous and balsamic, and also incense type fragrances. So once I sampled this, you know, I knew I had to have it. Even though it's in the ladies bottles, this is a completely unisex fragrance, and it makes me want to check out some of the offerings, some of the other offerings that they have in the women's line. Next, from the house of Diptyque, this is one that I mentioned in the previous video I mentioned, and this is Benjoin Bohème. This is one of my favorite pickups of all time. I just love this fragrance. I haven't worn it too much this year just because, you know, I don't know, some things you like, you just don't want to overdo it, or you don't want to run out of the fragrance. So I haven't worn it as much as I would like to, but I do want to give it some more wearing, especially if it starts to get cooler. Right now, you know, it's kind of warm. It was cool a few days ago, but now the temperature's going back up, the humidity. So I haven't worn it. This one was released in 2015. It has, of course, Benzoin, Sandalwood, Styrax, Patchouli, and Angelica. This one is, again, you know, one of the best from the line. I believe it's, to me, it's the best Benzoin fragrance, but it is in competition with another one I'm going to mention on the list. Next up, from the house of Nishane, I did make it to collecting 10 fragrances from the house of Nishane. I really love this house. It's a house out of Istanbul. You know, last year or two has become very popular, but this was their flagship fragrance, and this one is none other than Nefs. Now, when I first got Nefs, I just was like, you know, it's okay, you know, but because of the price is, you know, it's just ridiculously expensive. You know, it's like 2 or 3 times more expensive than anything else in the house, and so I got it for a really crazy deal, about 60-70% off. So I just picked it up just because. But one day I just wore it out of the shower, you know, going to bed, and this is something that really feels like an extrait. So it's an extremely potent fragrance. It has a lot going on, but it is a very good scent, and it's something that, you know, most people seem to appreciate. And so I had to show love to it. It is a really, really good scent, and I am happy that I have it in my collection. This one was released in 2019. It has saffron, fig, honey, sage, rose, nutmeg, geranium, oud, vanilla, balsam, leather, amber, and cedar, along with some other notes. But this one is definitely a heavy hitter when it comes to fragrances. So if you can get it at a, you know, heavily discounted price, or you can afford it, I would definitely check this one out. Next, from the house of Fragrance du Bois, this is Sahraa. Now, this is the vintage bottle. So, like, again, when I asked no notes. Hopefully I said that right. When I asked him, because he had both, the one in the vintage bottle and the newer bottle, and he said that they smell very similar. There isn't much of a difference, but this one was 50% off, and even 50% off, for me, it's still, you know, very expensive fragrance, you know, especially for a 50 ml bottle. So I just got the 50 ml. This one was released in 2013. Grapefruit, rose, geranium, patchouli, jasmine, oud, saffron, black pepper, vanilla, and sandalwood. This is a very elegant fragrance. You know, it's a really good, smooth oud fragrance, but to me, it's not like a oud dominant scent, so it's something that people that aren't into oud can definitely appreciate the scent and be, you know, like a gateway into trying more stronger oud dominant fragrances. But nonetheless, this is definitely worth all the hype. Next up is from the house of Parfums, MDCI. This is the first one I picked up from the house, and to me, I was sampling them. One of the perfume boutiques that I shop at was doing 30% discount, so I wanted to pick up one from the brand because they're kind of on the pricier side. And this one is Chypre Palatine. This is just a magnificent fragrance. This is definitely probably my favorite pickup of the year, just because I like it so much. And it's, you know, it's a Chypre, but it also has a lot of resinous and balsamic qualities to it, which again is, you know, some of my favorite type of notes that are in fragrance. And this is just a wonderful scent. To me, I believe this is the best from the brand. I just sampled it, walked around the mall, really liked it, looked up a couple of reviews on Fragrantica, and then decided to pick it up. After that, then I started watching reviews on YouTube, and people were just praising it. It's definitely worth all the praise. This one was released in 2012. It has galbanum, aldehydes, labdanum, plum, rose, iris, tolu, balsam, leather, patchouli, styrax. Actually, it doesn't have patchouli, but it also has castoreum in it. But this one has just like a ton of notes in it, but it is just one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. This one is definitely, again, worth the praise. I believe it's worth the price. But here, the one that has the bust, the like statue bust, they charge like almost like an extra $100 for. So I was glad I was able to find this one without it and get it at a 30% discount. This is probably my favorite pickup of the year. Next up, from the house of Le Labo. So Le Labo is a house that I had only had Bergamot 22. I believe that they are overpriced. And so I've never really picked up anything else from there, but I was very interested in getting the Benjoin 19, the Moscow scent. And since only in September are you able to get the city exclusives, I waited for that to come around, and I got a 50 ml of the Benjoin 19. So September 1st, I went and I picked it up. Now this is a 50 ml bottle, and it's basically a tie with the most money I've ever spent on a fragrance. This to me is definitely a close number 2 to Benjoin Bohème from Diptyque, but Benjoin 19, this one has those sweet benzoin facets to it, but it also has a little bit of smokiness to it. It does, to me, have a little bit more of a personality than just like sort of like just sweetness to it. This one has benzoin, frankincense, cedar, amber, and musk. So there's not a lot of notes in it. I don't know if I would buy this again if it were maybe like regular Le Labo prices, which to me are still expensive. I would purchase it again, but I'm just gonna try to hang on to it, see what the refill prices are like. He said next year they should be able to do refills on it. I don't think I would use it by then, but it would be something just to gauge how much I want to use of it in the future, so that if I needed to refill it like the other fragrances, I would be able to do so. The next one on the list is from the Dior Privé line. This is one that I had my eye out for a very long time. Fragrance Journey said it was like his all-time favorite fragrance. This is again from the Dior private line, and that is Leather Oud. So I was able to get the smaller 100 and I believe it's a 120 ml bottle of this. It is an older batch. I believe there was one that was released in 2010. Then again, I believe in 2018. This is a 2015 bottle. This one, when this one was produced. So this one has civet, leather, oud, beeswax, birch, French labdanum, cardamom, sandalwood, and Hermes as some of the notes. This is an awesome animalic scent. I really don't like the note of leather. I've mentioned that before. I don't like ombre leather. I don't like Tuscan leather. I don't like fragrances that have that particular leather accord in it. This doesn't have that. This is more animalic than anything. And I just love it. It's a very, very daring scent. It's not something that is mass appealing, but it was something that I had been on the lookout for, and a different boutique somehow got this in, because a lot of these in the Privé line are only available from the French boutiques, and they're only available in 250 ml. So I did have to pay retail for it, but I was happy that they were able to get it in. I signed up as soon as they sent me a notification. I went and I picked it up. So this is definitely a top 10 favorite pickup of the year. Next, from the house of Molten Brown is a fragrance that I really appreciate. It makes me want to try out more from the brand. I just hadn't gotten around to it. And this one is Milk Musk. This is the Eau de Parfum concentration. This one was released in 2020. It has milk, elemi resin, vanilla, musk, ambroxan, tonka bean, and benzoin. This is another great resinous sweet scent. This is just, you know, it's just right up my alley. Like I say, anything that smells similar to this, or the Benjoin Bohème, even Material, those type of fragrances are just ones that I gravitate to. They're things that I can almost wear every day. And this one nonetheless was a great one to pick up. I liked it so much that I found a 50 ml Eau de Toilette. So I wore the Eau de Toilette the other day after getting out the shower before going to sleep. It's just a nice cozy scent. I can't wait to wear them a little bit more. You know, this one I'll probably reserve for, you know, like getting out the shower when I want to have that resinous, sweet benzoin type of feel. All right, so we have 2 more coming up. The next one is from the house of Atelier Desert. This is Hermes Desert. This one is the first one that I picked up from this house. I see this bottle a lot on Instagram. They're very beautiful bottles. They have these gold flakes in it, which is really cool. So I like that a lot. But this is an awesome incense fragrance. It did remind me of Sahraa Noir from Tom Ford. I haven't tried them side by side. I think I should, because I was just rearranging some and I came across Sahraa Noir. So I'll try them side by side and see how similar they are or not. This one was released in 2015. It has cypress, incense, Guaiac wood, cedar, patchouli, benzoin, amber, and citrus. So it's just a good incense fragrance. It's something that you can wear all year round. It's not one that's too heavy. And, you know, it's just a great scent. It's a great addition to my incense collection. And the last one that I will mention in my top 10 pickups of 2021 is from L'Artisan Parfumier, and this is Zing. This was one that, you know, I had been sitting around because I had been wanting Timbuktu for a while, because Timbuktu is supposed to be another incense fragrance, but my guy didn't have that. He had a couple other ones, and Zing was one of them. So I just was looking up the notes, and it has some really weird notes. So this one was released in 1999. It has leather, musk, caramel, white woods, tonka bean, saffron, toffee, cotton candy, ginger, and candy apple. So this one is supposed to be reminiscent of like all these different things that you get from the circus. So animalics mixed with sweetness of like candy and cotton candy. And this one is it's definitely a weird scent. I really do appreciate it. I like it a lot, and it's not as challenging as it would seem. It does bring up some like nostalgic thoughts in my head when I smell it, especially on the dry down, but I can't place where it's from. I have gone to circus as a kid, but it's not something that I can't necessarily place it there, but maybe almost, because it almost has like some hay type feel, and it does have an animalicness to it and some sweetness to it. It's hard to describe the scent, but it's something that if you smell it and you appreciate it, you should definitely pick it up. This one is in the older presentation bottle, so I guess they're a little bit harder to find. And that wraps up my top 10 fragrances of 2021. What are some of your fragrances that you picked up this year? I only limited this list to 10. You can check out my previous video to see which other ones I picked up that weren't mentioned in this list. So again, you know, I just feel blessed to be able to make it to the end of the year. Towards the end of the year, because I'm still new to this journey, I want to be just a lot more selective in the fragrances that I add to my collection. I also want to try to get rid of some of the ones that I purchased. So I'll be trying to do that at the beginning of next year. And right now, this month, this December, I am doing 30 days of discontinued fragrances. Today is the 17th day. I believe I am wearing Mugler Pure Malt. That's what I'm wearing. So we have like almost half a month left. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see what I'm wearing day to day. Towards the end of the month, I will record a video which will display every fragrance that I wore on every day of December. and that should take us into 2022. You know, everybody stay healthy, you know, be careful out here, and hopefully next year will be better than this year. Hopefully we can get back to some type of normalcy, be able to travel and just enjoy. So guys, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.